Is Gloomhaven still worth picking up? That is the question in this vlog, searching to answer the eternal board gaming question. If I pick up this title, what place will it have in my collection? Is it something that I'm regularly going to play? Or is it something that is going to sit on my gaming shelf and just taunt me? So given that Gloomhaven has been out for a while and that there are other similar board gaming opportunities in exploring it, what place does Gloomhaven have in the board gaming culture right now? From the perspective of it's part dungeon crawler, and absolutely no spoilers for this. So if you're thinking about picking up Gloomhaven, there will be no spoilers. And if you're jumping into it or just starting to play it, no spoilers. It's an interesting combination of three things that it does really well. And this, for me, this answers the question of, is Gloomhaven still worth it? In addition to the unique legacy aspects of it, which certainly are nothing new. And there have been other titles that have been developed over time that support a legacy format. But in my opinion, Gloomhaven, the genius of Gloomhaven is that through this legacy system and incorporating these three aspects, that is the strength of it. That is the push. That is the focus of it. So the first aspect is, yes, hand management, card mechanics. Let's put mechanics aside. Not that they aren't solid. They absolutely are. Not that they're not brilliant with how it plays out. It absolutely is. But the mechanics deliver the experience. And what is the experience like? Well, first, primarily, it's a dungeon crawler. You go in, you have some mission objectives, you have some loot, you have some things that you're going to look to do. And in that perspective, you gain treasure and experience that increases your characters. So we've got that kind of old school dungeon crawler feel. Layered over that, we have an evolving game world of places that you explore. So it's this not so much a random go into the dungeon and complete the quest, which certainly a lot of games out there do that and are very, very fun, but it's connected through a campaign. It's connected through decision making. Simplified, are you going to go right or are you going to go left? And certain quests, pass or fail, open up other aspects of the board. So it gives this anchor of being a dungeon crawler, yet at the same time, you really feel like you're part of a living world. You're part of a discoverable world. Those two things alone, powered by the mechanics, absolutely. But the other thing that's so interesting about the game, the unlocks. So you start with base characters. And as you complete the story, as you level up, as your characters, what they call retire, at various points, it opens up other characters that you can choose to play. You can play multiple characters solo. You can play multiple characters with a group. And anytime you could decide to create a character, the duality of this strength, in my opinion, is one, it's always giving you new fun content to unlock. And literally the figures are concealed in a box and the cards are closed. You don't really know what's happening there. You have to unlock them. But also as playing through a campaign, there is massive diversity of characters and abilities and things you can do. So once you feel like you've mastered a play system, or you say, hey, I'm feeling like trying something new, you can just switch to a new character while still keeping your old character. They're still kind of hanging out there. So I like this idea of swapping in and out. Those three aspects combined with the strength of the rules means you have a very solid, very, very solid play experience. Now let's frame that with the box. The box is massive. What impressed me with Gloomhaven when it was released was this idea, literally everything's in that box. This is one of the most complete, longest campaign games, legacy systems that I've experienced. Not even Kingdom Death Monster, with all of its experience, matches Gloomhaven. And Kingdom Death Monster, you had to purchase all of the additional expansions and X-Packs. And with other titles, what's still very impressive about Gloomhaven, it's literally you buy that and you're all set. Now, there is a smaller box expansion, completely optional, a couple more quests, new character. But in exploring that, it's not like offerings of other game systems, which I enjoy, where it's like, well, here's the base game, but it's really crippleware. Then you need the hero pack. Then you need the adventure pack. Then we've got season 1, season 2, season 3. Then we've got the other expansion. So once you tack on all those expansions, that's what you need to really enjoy the game. Gloomhaven, everything is in that one massive box. Side note, in the comments, and I'm thinking here for a moment, Gloomhaven, given the massiveness of the box, is this one of the biggest single board games out there? And I'm not talking about, I absolutely love Dark Souls, but piling up all of the expansions, piling up all of everything, it certainly dwarfs Gloomhaven, but that's not really a fair comparison because there's multiple boxes. In terms of a single boxed game, is Gloomhaven the biggest? I think it might be. It certainly is. It certainly is in my collection. But being able to buy in one box, one game, wow, that's really awesome. So let's talk about the legacy aspect. This is the big factor of Gloomhaven, the commitment. Now, Gloomhaven is not, it can be played this way. I don't think it's the optimal experience, and certainly how I've played it. Pulling it down, playing one mission or one scenario or one dungeon or one adventure and putting it away. I mean, you could do that, and there's ways to speed up the breakdown time of the game and the setup of the game. But where it really shines is literally exploring this world. It's this idea of an open sandbox world and exploring it real time over months and months and months of play. And if you make it through Gloomhaven, that's a serious achievement. There should be like an achievement badge unlocked that you can wear to the gaming club if you've completed Gloomhaven. I mean, there is that much content. So this is the type of game that I see really working in 3 ways. And this is the big question: is it still relevant today to your kind of gaming setup? The first is as a solo game, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You set this thing up, and you play through it for a while, you come back, you play through it at your own pace, you unlock, you can play multiple characters. Fantastic solo experience on there, and just rich and rewarding. The value for what's in the box versus campaign play, fantastic. The second way to play, and I've played Gloomhaven that way, the second way is the type of thing that you bring to play at the gaming club, and you commit for a period of time. Maybe every week you play together. Maybe you play a couple of times a month. Kind of like, let's get together and play some Gloomhaven. So you've got that perspective of the game going. The middle path is kind of how I've taken, where the flexibility of the system is such that, yes, I played it through solo, but it's also the type of game that I can bring to the gaming club, fortunate once a week, and we've got our core Gloomhaven players, and we're just playing through Gloomhaven. The strength of the system is such that other players can also jump in, either for one session, roll up a character, or they can jump in for 3 or 4 sessions, drop out, hold on to their character sheet, write down the items because we need the cards for the game, and literally revisit. I mean, I've had that where we've played a couple of months, someone dropped out for a month or two, then they come back, and certainly the world has changed, the map has changed, but their character jumps right back in. It's got that amazing kind of feel to it. So from that perspective, Gloomhaven is very much, in a good way, a long lifestyle game. This is not like a casual pull it down once and play. Although, again, you can. But that's not taking advantage of the genius and the strength of this title and of this game. Okay, you can tell I'm a massive Gloomhaven enthusiast. From your perspective, are you thinking of acquiring this title? Are you thinking about jumping in? Fritz is giving you permission. Absolutely go and do it. And just out of curiosity, no spoilers, if you've played through Gloomhaven or you're currently playing through, do you agree with this assessment? And what place do you think Gloomhaven has in your own collection